Friends, welcome again to another session of our discussion. And in this session, we would like to continue with what we saw the last time. This is the part two of what we saw the last time under the caption, Be Yourself. And for a quick recap of what was discussed during the last session, we said that being yourself will be one of the best gifts that you will ever offer to yourself. And being yourself will be also the greatest achievement that you will ever made. And we also saw in that session that for you to be yourself, you need to know yourself. And for you to be able to know yourself, there are certain questions that you need to ask. And you need to be honest when asking these questions, and you need to be honest in answering them. And I would like us to quickly look at these questions. The first question was, who are you? You need to ask yourself these questions. You need to look at yourself in a mirror and ask yourself, who are you? I remember we said in trying to answer these questions, it has nothing to do with the name you are answering or the nationality you are from, but it has everything to do with your values, your principles, and the way you react, the way you do things. The second question that we asked was, what do you want out of life? What do you want as a person? What do you want out of life? What is your desire? What are your goals? What are your ambitions? You can't just be living life hoping that one day heaven will smile on you and things will change. No, you need to have a goal. You need to have a desire. You need to have a dream. What do you want out of life? Not what people are telling you, but what do you as a person want out of life? You need to be honest with this. What do you want? You need to reflect about your life. You need to ask questions. What do you want? What do I want out of life? The third question that was asked was, how do you feel doing what you do? How do you feel? Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Do you feel fulfilled doing the things that you are doing right now? How do you feel doing it? Remember, we said there are many people, what they are doing, they are not happy doing it. But they keep doing it because for now, it is what is taking care of their bills. It is what is bringing food on their table. So that's why they are doing it, even though they are not happy. So, but for you, how do you feel doing what you are doing? You need to be honest with yourself and ask these questions and try to answer this question honestly. The fourth question that was asked was, what can you do differently? If you have the opportunity, if you are given the chance to do things differently, to start all over again, what can you do differently? What can you do differently? And the fifth question that was asked was, who and what will you lose if you stop doing what you are doing? You see, there are people who are suffering from this an identity crisis because they are doing what they are doing simply because they are scared of losing if they stop doing what they are doing. They are scared of losing certain things, certain people. They are scared of being dropped out. They are scared of rejection. But you need to be honest with yourself. Ask yourself this question. What will you lose if you stop doing what you are doing? Who will you lose if you stop doing what you are doing? You see, the problem of an identity crisis is more serious than what many people think it is. And the reason I said so is because we have developed this mentality of coping with situations that we should not be accepting, but we take them to be normal. So we build up this defense wall to cope with it. And this is one of the reasons why people are putting up with false identity about themselves. You see, there are people who are not even aware that they are suffering from a false identity, that they are living with a false identity. And the reason why these men and women are not aware that they have this issue is because all their life they have been told who they are. They have been told who they should be. They have been told what they should do all their life. These are people who have never lived for themselves. They have been living what they have been told. You see, one of the reasons this is so much in our society is because we are living in a time where there is so much deceit. There is so much deceit around us, so much so that it's becoming normal. It's normal for people to lie, and they keep lying. And if you ask some people, they will tell you that, well, it's a normal thing, everybody is doing it. They will try to justify lies telling. But friends, I want you to understand that the fact that people are putting themselves under pressure, so much pressure, or allowing our society to pressurize us to accept an identity that do not belong to us, allow others to pressure us to be who we are not, will not help us to live a fulfilled life. Yes, there is pressure. And this is the reason why many people have traded their own self-identity to become who they are not. But we need to break away from this. We need to stand up and fight to be who we are. You see, for many, lie or lies telling has become normal. It's very normal. And to the extent that you find people lying about their name, lying about their nationality, lying about their family status, people lying about their educational level, people lying about their profession, the job they do, people lying about who they know, who they are connected with, who they are related to, people lying about what they have achieved. And you find out that people do these things just because they want to belong. They want to belong. Now, there are groups of people or there is a group of people who are doing these things because they want to deceive people and to make living out of deceit. The fraudsters, the 419s. And these are not the people I would like to talk about today. That is a subject for another day. For today, our focus on this subject of being yourself, we want to focus on people who their intention is not to defraud people. Their intention is to belong. They want to be accepted. They feel that they are left out. They are suffering from this complex. It's like they don't have what it takes for them to be somebody in life. So they are trying to build for themselves a profile that will help them to fit in the kind of society they want to belong in. So these are the people we are addressing today. Today, we find people who are suffering from this self-imposed complex. Self-imposed complex. When they look at themselves, they are not fulfilled. They are not happy. When they look at others, they are so angry about themselves because they are not like others. They want to be accepted. These are men and women who feels that they are not valued the way they should be valued. They are not respected the way they should be respected. They are not accepted the way they should be accepted. So they accept this false identity just because they want to be accepted in a particular group, in a particular community. They want certain people to look at them differently, to accept them. These are people, they are living their lives trying to prove a point. They want to prove a point to those that walk out of their life. They want to prove a point to those that have said nothing good can come out of their life. They want to prove a point to those that rejected them. These are men and women who are living a life of competition. They are competing themselves with others. When they look in their family, when they look among their friends, when they look at their colleagues, when they look among their peers, those they went to school with, those they grew up with, they are living a life of competition. And the sad news is the people they are trying to compete with are not even aware that these people are competing with them. Reason being that people are so focused, minding their business, doing what they do. People don't have to be thinking who is comparing themselves with them. But people who are suffering from this self-identity crisis are caught up with this spirit of competition. These are men and women who have this self-imposed complex. Self-imposed complex. So they are trying to do things that can help them to make up to whatsoever they think they are lacking. And it is so serious, so much so that people are living a life of deceit. People are deceiving themselves, and at the same time, they are deceiving others in the name of packaging. In the name of packaging. And there are people, like we saw during the first part of this, our discussion, there are people who today, they don't really know who they are anymore. They are not free because they have told so much lies about themselves, so much so that they don't know how to defend these lies anymore. So, but how can we break away? How can we stop all this? How can we stop doing this false way of living and embrace our true identity? Now, I have 5 recommendations for us, which I believe if we follow these 5 recommendations, they will help us to become who we truly are. They will help us to start living our true identity. So quickly, let's look at these 5 recommendations. Number 1, the very first recommendation is for you to know that you are unique. You are unique. You are not like any other person. You are unique. God created you special. You are unique. So stop comparing yourself with anybody. Stop trying to be like another person. You are unique. Accept your uniqueness. That is the first step for you to discover your true identity. Accept your uniqueness. It is not what is happening around you that defines who you are. No. You are who you are, irrespective of who is beside you, who is around you, or what is happening around you. Number 2, recommendation I have for you, it is to embrace your difference. You are different from any other person. Your uniqueness is a sign of your difference. You are different. Stop trying to be like others. Stop trying to be like that man, like that woman that you admire. Yes, it's a good thing. You admire them, but be yourself. Be yourself. You are different. Accept your difference and live your difference. Don't allow any man, any woman to talk you out of your difference. It is your difference that will make room for you. Accept your difference. Nobody will accept your difference until you start accepting your difference. Number 3, cultivate your gift and talent. You have gifts, you have talent, you have potential, but these gifts, talent, or potential will remain dormant until you cultivate them. Water that gift, water that talent, nurture it, feed that gift, learn about it, study about it, invest time, invest your resources in developing yourself. That's what I mean by cultivating your gift and talent. The time and energy you are investing in trying to be who you are not. Why not use that time and resources to invest on who you are? If you develop yourself well enough, then you will be accepted. You will be celebrated. So friends, I'll strongly recommend to you to spend time to develop your gifts, develop your potentials. What is that thing that you know to do? What is that thing that you can do? Develop it. And the fourth recommendation I have for us is to identify where you belong. Identify where you can't flourish everywhere. You see, when you look at plants, there are certain plants that will not grow on certain soil. No matter the amount of water you put on the plant or the amount of fertilizer you put on the plant, once that plant is planted on a wrong soil or on a wrong climate, if that plant is planted in a wrong environment, the plant will never grow. It will die. If you look at the animals' kingdom, there are certain forests that certain animals can live in. They can grow, they can develop in that environment. If you look at the fishes, fishes live in water, but not every water is conducive for fishes to live in. Not every water is conducive for fishes to live in. There are certain places, there are certain waters that if you put certain fish inside, they will die, they will not grow. Equally, as humans, you can't develop in certain environment. Your gifts, your potentials, your talents will never be celebrated in certain places. You need to identify where your gifts belong. You need to identify that. And my last recommendation for you is to sell your gift, sell yourself to the world. Once you accept your uniqueness, you embrace your difference, and you cultivate your gift and talent, you position yourself in the right environment, sell yourself. Don't allow anything to limit you. Don't allow anyone to stop you. Sell yourself. Gradually, step by step, continually, in a consistent manner, sell yourself. Put that gift into action. Put that talent into action. Little by little, you will gain ground. Little by little, your true identity, your personality will begin to emerge, and people will take note of who you are. Friends, people will not celebrate who you copy. People will celebrate who you become. Who you become. Who you become. So, I want to encourage you. It's never too late. Embrace that person that God has made you to be. Develop that personality. Develop that gift, that talent God has given you, and become who God wants you to become. God bless you as you do this, and see you at the top. Thank you.